Captain is at the crease, and Pat Cummins goes over the wicket.
Edged and down.
Oh my word, what a delivery that is. This is Pat Cummins, this is Australia, absolutely at their best, the perfect delivery.
He can't believe it, Joru. It's the excellent Cummins again.
Indeed it is. A huge part in Australia retaining the Ashes, including rolling the England skipper just for fun. The #1 Test bowler in the world, Pat Cummins. Welcome and congratulations on that great effort. Amazing. Look, 29 wickets in that series, and we're going to go through them one by one, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. So you got my video I brought in?
Before we get there, though, I just want to go some more recent glory for you. Absolutely latching on to a torpedo in the longest kick grand final day. We've got this vision here. Talk us through what was happening.
Well, Nathan Lyon was there as well, and he nailed 2 torps, so I was pretty nervous up there, but got hold of one. The second shank, hopefully don't play that one, but I was pretty happy with that one.
How does a boy from the Blue Mountains know how to kick a sherry? That's impressive. You were better than a lot of the former AFL players.
Yeah, got away with that one. I used to kick a footy a lot as a kid. I never actually played. I wish I did. It's one kind of regret, but played a bit of soccer in the off-season.
Well, when Joe Danaher comes to Sydney, Essendon's going to need someone down there. How tall are you, Pat?
I'm 6'4". I'm not great at tackling. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat.
You just want a flagship down there to take a grab, so...
Can we go to what is the glory, that moment, the Ashes retained by you? It was interesting, wasn't it, because it was the DRS, so, you know, people couldn't run from everywhere and get the definitive moment, but it meant that you were all together when... This is sensational and great pictures. Steve Smith just doing what he does in the background. How good was that moment for you?
Oh, it was amazing. We'd come so close in the previous 2 tests as well, so to be all there together and... Payne had a bit of time there to think about what his celebration was going to be. That was nice. But no, it was, getting dark on day 5 as well. So we'd spent most of the day thinking, are we going to get it, are we not? So it all kind of built up into that moment.
Yeah, of course, the Ashes was pushed back a bit because of the World Cup, and so the days were getting a little bit shorter, and then finally it was the 3 red lights that said we'd retained it. But how sweet was it to retain it on English soil?
Oh, amazing. I mean, I think, JL was there, obviously as coach. He was the only person in our camp who'd been part of an away series victory. So 18, 19 years, pretty incredible when you kind of think like that, because every time we go, it feels like we should be winning this.
Pat, Michael Clarke for a couple of years has been pushing you as a future Australian captain. We haven't had many bowlers as Test captain. Could you do it? And do you want to do it if it came your way?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I feel like, I think maybe when I was 14 or 15 was the last time I've captained the side, and since then I feel like I've always been the youngest guy in the side, so I'm not too sure how it would go, if I'd be any good. If I want to, I don't know really. I feel like, especially over here in Australia, it always seems to be 45 degrees and I'm bowling 25 overs and don't really have much capacity to think of anything else, so I don't really know, but good thing was Payne, he got 100 during the week. He's doing a great job.
Take us into the world of the Australian bowlers versus Steve Smith and the nets, because it must be interesting. You think, I'm just going to see what this guy's really made of. Do you have those moments?
We do. He's just a different league. He's one of those guys. He jumps in the nets, and you've just got to watch, because he's playing a different language to what everyone else is. There's been a couple of good deals. I mean, the one thing, as soon as you get him out, he's not out. It's hit something, or someone's walked past, or it's not his fault ever. But I've seen a couple of good ones. Mitchell Starc fired up at the Oval one time, bowling. Must have been 155 at him. He's just doing his little weird stuff that he does, Smithy. Good contest.
Because they're interesting, aren't they? Because half the time I've seen him, and it looks as if he's actually trying to nail him, doesn't it? Yeah,
I think that particular session was. Smithy was captain and had a bit of the dig at the bowlers in the media, so Smithy wasn't too kind. Sorry, Starkey wasn't too kind, but...
Did you see this coming, this kind of performance from Steve Smith?
Oh, I really didn't know. Obviously, everything he'd been through, we all know how good he was, but he's had a year out from playing Test cricket. It's getting up to speed, but just especially that first Test match in Birmingham, I think it just blew everyone away. best in the world in my eyes.
The English were so confused in the end. Their tactic was to get him to 140 as quickly as possible. Because after that, he's vulnerable. So, like, come on, let's get him there.
Pat, it was 1,946 days between your first test and your second test, so more than 5 years. And I've heard you talk about before that the body really struggled to go from white ball, make that transition to red ball. What sort of... Take us into the struggles, and because that's just extraordinary. For 5 years we went without seeing you play a test match. Where did the body struggle, and how tough was it mentally?
I think I was just really young. I was a lot skinnier and more immature, I think, in my body, and it just felt like I'd play a one-day game, 10 overs, and the next morning I'd feel like I'd had a car crash. My back was sore, and it's just such an unnatural thing to do, bowling, and yeah, just through time it just gradually got easier and easier. I got a little bit stronger and fitter, and bones seemed to get a little bit harder somehow, and came out the other side. But it was tough. I wanted to play Test cricket each summer. I felt like I was really close to kind of getting there, and it just always got taken away.
Did you doubt yourself at all? I mean, you're young, you're still immature, you're still getting used to senior cricket. Did you doubt that you'd get back?
I thought Test cricket was a long way away. Each time I came back, I was lucky. I played a little bit of white ball cricket and a little bit for Australia, but yeah, Test cricket, bowling 50 overs in a week felt years and years away. So there's a lot of time I thought, hopefully, but not sure.
Did you have any strength or conditioning guide that kind of helped you through that, or did you just learn yourself? Because I know when young players come through, their body might be up for it, but then suddenly it might be someone that takes them, that kind of pushes them, that they didn't know certain things about their own body. Was there someone that helped you in that?
Yeah, there's heaps of people. I felt like I spent most of those years in the gym and on the running track. But the good thing about cricket is, and fast bowlers, there's so many that have been through it before that I could kind of bounce off them. But it still comes down to you and knowing your own body. And fortunately, just kind of woke up one day and each day just felt like a little bit easier. I don't think there was one thing that kind of happened.
Wicketkeepers are chatty kind of people, aren't they, the keepers? Ishant Pant, for example, doesn't mind a chat when you're batting, so he's right in your ear. Just have a listen to this.
Yay! Bowling Ash! Come on, Pat. Let's see some sixes here. Come on, Paddy. Come on, Paddy. Not easy to play here, man. Show some sixes here. Come on, it's not easy.
Like this.
It's not easy to survive. Come on, someone is not saying. Come on, let's go.
He sounds like an auctioneer. Close to amenities. Renovators still lying here, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a bid.
I actually played IPL with Rishad, so I know him quite well. He's a funny man, but he's from out of the sticks and he doesn't know much English, so he's literally only learnt in the last year or so, and he's only got 2 or 3 sentences, but he uses them well. It does get you a bit, yeah.
We could talk for hours. Sadly, we're running out of time. I just want to say at the end, Dale Stone's giving you the great compliment because you went through there, you played all the World Cup, then you, of course, played every Test match, about your athleticism and your stamina. You want to play all the Test matches that you see in front of you this summer?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, Tests are my favourite. I think they're the pinnacle. So we've got 5 this summer, hopefully play all of them, and quite a bit of white ball cricket as well.
Well, you are a hero, Pat. Thank you so much for being on the show. Congratulations once more.
Thanks for having me.